What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Tower of God New World video and back to updating the tier list for the month of September. Again, I apologize for the mosquito bites all over my face. Gardening, what are you going to do? Nature kills you sometimes. All right, so the reason why I'm doing this so early on now is because of the beautiful addition of Arena Simulation. It has given me the ability now to test units myself and try out some new things with some heroes that I would never have had a chance to even try at the level or the duping system that allows it. So a lot of things are going to look a little bit different now, guys. Well, a little bit of things are going to look a little different. I should say that, not a lot, because we've now had the ability to arena simulate, test out, and now I can't even say that this is going to be, excuse the cat, this is now, we don't, like, free-to-plays don't have the ability to try out max units. We now have that ability to try out max units. So we're going to look at this still as a free-to-play tier list up to stage 19 at this point. And we're going to consider the fact that now we have tested and we know what these units are going to look like at a max level. But still, obviously, knowing that free-to-play won't have the ability to max these units out for story or for adventure mode. We're only going to be able to use that in the simulation. But it has given us hope now for some of the units we should be focusing on for the future and where these units should land. So first off, I want to talk about this because he is the most controversial character on this tier list or any other tier list really that comes up, and that's going to be none other than Karaka here. He's going to definitely go to SS. So thank you to those people who told me last time that he deserved that he had, with his exclusive weapon or equipment maxed out. He is damn near unstoppable, and you guys are absolutely right. After testing him in Arena Simulation, just seeing how much he destroys people with his AoE, which we all knew about, the damage part was never an issue, but the fact that he becomes way tankier and also very, very, very hard to kill by any faction, whether it's yellow or not, making him absolutely deserve the double S slot now that we can test them the way we're supposed to be able to test units, right? So that works out really well. Now, moving over to the second unit that is going to go up into the top echelon of things, and that's going to be that as a hard for sure. Now that they fixed him, his damage is back up there. He's definitely going to deserve getting him the top spot up here. Giving that opportunity for him now to shine as a DPS and as a stall tank, and maxing him together with Mashani. He actually does better now than her, so he's actually up here. One person I'm going to move down is Shia here. She's going to go back to S+, after testing her with other healers that are similar, other support units that are similar. She does definitely deserve to go down one slot here. Evan Kale is going to remain where she's at, even at maxed out. Viola actually is going to move to S+, because he is an incredible DPS. Now, I'm not even looking at him at a max. I'm even one or two dupes at that point. He still does really, really well, to be honest. So I think he deserves that spot. The other DPS I really wanted to talk about here that's kind of understated is going to be Michael. Testing him out a lot because of a red team, and I've actually been really liking him. I'm going to still test him a little more, but I feel like he deserves a little bit higher spot as well, too. And then also, this one's tough, right? Because again, testing her with full max dupe and exclusive equipment, she does really, really well. So that's the older Mashani, the lightning one, right? So I think she deserves S+ as well. I'm going to give her that because when you see her in the arena simulation and you see the amount of damage she does, yes, she's not the greatest for arena, but as a damage dealer, she's easily still one of the best. Yuri definitely goes up a slot as well, too, to S. I'd actually say she's probably sitting in S+ even with max dupes and her exclusive weapon. But I'm going to keep her in S for now. Got to do a little more testing, but she definitely does deserve to go from A to S without any question there. Everyone else here looks still pretty good. I'm going to move him up a slot to A. Actually, a really good shield tank, can hold his own, and brings a lot to the party for survivability. So definitely worth having there. Now, everyone else here I seem fairly comfortable with still if we're comparing across the board. Now, I won't lie to you guys. I haven't had a chance to fully test everybody in Arena Simulation. I've been doing a lot of testing on mostly the SS, S+, and S area of the board because I wanted to make sure that they belonged where they belong, okay, and it's rightfully placed, and that's why we made a few of these adjustments here. And I think it's fair to say this because majority of people are going to look up here to these three areas rather than look down here And I haven't seen anyone else from this. Oh, sorry. Arc Raptor. Yeah. Yeah. So somebody told me that to test him out. And now with the arena simulation I did, he is definitely close to top tier. He's crazy, crazy good. Like survivability, damage, you name it. Like he does it all as a range unit, and then some. So the red team is coming out looking super, super strong, coming out swinging. So he definitely deserves to go to S plus. Sorry guys, I completely forgot about him. I think though at this point I'm just trying to look through the list to make sure everyone else is kind of where they're at appropriately, and I think we're still good here. We may see a couple adjustments in the next one just because of all the testing that's been done. But right now, the SS, the S Plus, I think is still very valid. I keep Hats where he's at. I know a lot of people will still argue that whole point about Hats being only an S Plus. But honestly, max dupe, max exclusive equipment, he still does insane damage. So I can't see dropping him. He still has the HP recovery with the crits. He does crazy, crazy good damage, and he's got insane mobility, which lets him move around a lot, making other targets have to chase him sometimes. So overall, Hat still deserves where he's got. Yeon was never a question. I think I accidentally put her S plus one time. I realized my mistake there. Put her up on that one. Karaka definitely SS, guys. So thank you for those who defended him, fought for him. I got now the opportunity to actually fully test rather than take people's words, and he definitely is up there. The only other one I considered here, guys, to move up a slot for free to play is quite honestly Wang Nanja. Because of his swiftness, but still I'm not convinced because again the mobility is still not there for me. I've tested him many times now, max suit, max equipment. He does great damage, don't get me wrong. I don't know what it is about him that I'm still hesitant to put up there. He has the best crit damage, best crit rate, I think even closer, even better than Hats, to be honest with you. It's just the fact that he can just really get pummeled easily and stay in one spot and really not have any way to defend himself. I don't know. Try to convince me otherwise, guys, on that one. I think that's the only other place I can go. So the last one here, new unit has me added, and then that's Yeon. Now Yeon here is going to go. So this is where my debate is. Okay, I feel like she's SS. Her damage is crazy. Okay, she has a way to stop assassins from one-shotting her by having that flame around her. And Dorsey and some others still have something on her. Her biggest issue is, and someone mentioned this, so shout out to someone who mentioned this, it made me really watch, is that her ultimate can actually be interrupted with a knockback, okay? So that kind of puts her into a little bit of a jeopardy when that happens, right? Because it can completely stop the casting and ruin the entire damage output that she is really known for. So if somebody can interrupt her or toss a knockback on her while she's casting that, you lose a lot of her abilities. But that's of course if they're positioned correctly. You know, everything has to line up for that to happen. So if that doesn't happen, she's gonna probably be your best DPS in your team. So she definitely deserves SS. She could arguably be an S plus, like high end S plus, because of that knockback situation. But again, I think that's fairly rare nowadays to see that perfectly line up the way it's supposed to line up. So I know it can happen, but I hate basing things off of what ifs. And I gotta give the devil its credit. Like, she's incredibly good at what she does, and that is completely cause havoc, AoE mayhem, and just destroy everything in her path. So I think Yeon deserves the double S. So there you guys have it. That is the full updated September tier list up to her character. Now with arena simulation, testing is easier than ever, and it gives us the opportunities to actually look and see if units actually belong where they do. If you have any other suggestions, guys, remember, I have not tested from A to B to C all the way across the board yet. Majority of them have been done, though. So if you guys want to toss in your community feedback, remember, this is a community list that I created with community members. It will continue to be that, with now arena simulation being a big help to confirm some of these rankings before we toss them out. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.